For me, as Premier of this great state, the importance of strong, positive, optimistic, forward-thinking leadership has never been more important. Delivering on our vision so that we can successfully navigate the challenges that it presents and seize the opportunities that it creates. Delivering so that the community maintains its faith in the ability of government, industry and democracy, our trusted systems, to meet its needs. And it doesn't seek comfort in superficially appealing populist alternatives. Since the election, we have reformed our public sector and refreshed its leadership. We've made our priorities clear: jobs, health and housing, building safe and inclusive communities, protecting and restoring our environment for the future, and continuing to deliver quality infrastructure and services across our state. We have focused on delivering on our commitments under these priorities, and I'm confident that we will, because we have a strong record of delivering, whether that's by protecting our state during the COVID pandemic, regaining and maintaining our AAA credit rating, transforming the way people move in and around the city through Metronet, growing renewable energy on our grid, securing AUKUS maintenance and shipbuilding for Henderson, bringing railcar manufacturing back to WA, growing our workforce by making TAFE free for priority courses, introducing nation-leading planning reforms, delivering the biggest ever reforms to our major project approval system with our State Development Act. We deliver. Last year, we transformed the way we deliver major health infrastructure by shifting building responsibility to the new Office of Major Infrastructure Delivery. We're getting on with the Geraldton and Bunbury Hospital redevelopments, starting work on the Women's and Babies Hospital, where we've announced new builds for the Royal Perth Hospital Emergency Department and Peel Health Campus. At $4.7 billion, it's the largest hospital building program in Western Australia's history. This year, we are taking the same approach to housing. We've already reached an 8-year high in housing completions at more than 22,600 in the last year. That's a 25% increase, the strongest in the nation. We've added 3,800 new homes to WA's social housing stock so far, raised stamp duty thresholds, introduced new Key Start products, saving first homers thousands of dollars. And we're pursuing new approaches such as modular, prefabricated and other housing options. We're doing this because the future of high-volume housing lies in innovation. We've laid the groundwork with an expression of interest for a housing advanced manufacturing facility. It will be a game changer. By embracing advanced manufacturing, we can reduce costs, speed up delivery and create thousands of local jobs while supporting our state's housing and infrastructure priorities. Can you imagine each of our train stations surrounded by medium and high-density housing, vibrant communities connected to the rest of the metropolitan area? With the innovation of advanced modular manufacturing, we could bring down build costs, and this could be a reality. Our Metronet precincts are another way we're streamlining and simplifying the planning system and cutting red tape to accelerate housing supply. Our plan will boost urban infill and unlock land for housing around these key transport hubs. It will supercharge supply, and we have to. Our population is growing, we need to meet the needs. And having more housing choice around our train station precincts will be critical to supporting our city as it grows. All supported by our $400 million Housing Enabling Infrastructure Fund and the $80 million Infrastructure Development Fund, and our massive investment in free and low-fee TAFE to ensure our housing industry has the skilled workforce that it needs. Since 2017, apprenticeships commencements in building and construction have increased by more than 90%. And this year, we've made an additional 7 building and construction courses free at TAFE. This is in addition to other initiatives, like expanding the group training organisation wage subsidy to ensure GTOs can recruit more West Aussies for the in-demand skills that we need. Reintroducing the Adult Apprenticeship Incentive Program to help employers take on construction apprentices over the age of 21. Extending the highly successful Build a Life in WA incentive and the Construction Visa Subsidy Program, which has helped 1,340 skilled tradies come to WA, either from the East Coast or overseas, to boost our construction sector. Investing in scholarships for women to take up apprenticeships in non-traditional trades across WA. We understand that the availability and affordability of housing is essential to the cost of living challenges facing Western Australians, addressing supply chains, addressing workforce availability. It's important that we address this key industry constraint. Housing will be front and centre of everything we do this year, and ensuring that every Western Australia has a home will remain a key priority for me throughout this term of government. Now, the community expects roughly 3 things from their government. 1, to deliver on its commitments. 2, to effectively navigate the challenges of the day. And 3, to chart a vision for the future. And as we think about it, if we think about how much the world has changed over the last few years, we should consider how much it will change in the decades ahead. By 2050, the world is expected to have largely decarbonised, but at the same time, we'll be dealing with the challenges and the ongoing impacts of climate change, of greater strategic competition on a global scale, population pressures, energy security, food security, the challenges and opportunities of technology, space, artificial intelligence, and whatever comes next. Change in ways that we cannot possibly imagine from the perspective of today. But we must. We can't just sit back and allow the future to happen to us. We need to get amongst it. We need to get ahead of it, and we need to be match fit so that we can not only seize the opportunities it presents, but meet the challenges with confidence and find even more opportunities in helping the rest of the world, the rest of Australia and the world, to respond to that change. Last year, the Treasurer and I announced that we would be establishing a productivity commission for Western Australia, that we would bring together the inquiry powers of the Economic Regulatory Authority with the functions of Infrastructure WA. And I tasked my Parliamentary Secretary, David Scaife, to consult with industry, the union movement and other stakeholders as to what they would like to see. Today, I can announce that we will be introducing legislation later this year to establish the 2050 Commission. The 2050 Commission will provide strategic advice to government on the productivity, growth and transformation of WA's economy so that it can meet the needs of future generations of Western Australians in the lead up to 2050 and beyond. It will help ensure industry and our public sector are ready for WA's future challenges and, most importantly, WA's future opportunities. Now, I'm just going to pause at this section and just give a word of warning, sort of like a community service announcement. This next bit of my speech is a bit complex, okay? It gets a bit dense, but I want to take you through what the Commission will do. The Commission will continue to perform the major infrastructure proposal assessment function currently being delivered by Infrastructure WA, a valuable function that confirms the value for money of our deliverability of our major infrastructure projects. But the 2050 Commission will broaden its focus to work with the public sector to develop industry development action plans for our key areas of economic opportunity and job creation in the lead up to 2050. These plans will provide a whole of government roadmap to support the delivery of government's economic development priorities in specific industries, drawing on the previous work of Infrastructure WA to inform the infrastructure needs of each industry, but also considering regulation, skills development, innovation, technology, decarbonisation and resilience to climate change. And with the ability to look at the delivery of government services as well as social infrastructure required to support the workforce our priority industries will require in energy, in health, in housing. Because with WA's growing population and growing by 20% since we came to office, we understand that having Australia's strongest economy also means having Australia's fastest growing population. While major infrastructure proposal assessment function and our industry development action plans will be the ongoing work of the 2050 Commission, the Commission will also conduct inquiries and research into matters referred to it by the Premier or the Treasurer, and it will be able to propose self-initiated inquiries to me as Premier to approve. Two initial pieces of work that I'll be asking Infrastructure WA to undertake as we transition to the new 2050 Commission will include: one, inquire into clean energy supply chains, and two, inquire into potential for artificial intelligence to improve the quality and efficiency of service delivery in the public sector. On energy supply chains, we know the biggest challenge that we have in delivering the energy transition are forecasting energy demand in a rapidly changing world, as well as the capacity of global supply chains to meet the incredible demand for generation, storage and transmission infrastructure from countries that are also at this very same time similarly trying to decarbonise. Solar panels, wind turbines, electrolyzers, gas turbines, battery storage, electric trucks. We need a better understanding of the capacity of the market to meet our needs. On artificial intelligence, we know that we are in early days of a technological revolution that will change literally everything that we do. Around the world, we are seeing incredible examples of how the technology is already being used to improve the quality and efficiency of government services. Ranging from the delivery of health services through to the management of land titles, AI has the potential to radically improve the way government operates and the outcomes that we deliver to the community. WA cannot be left behind. And the work of the 2050 Commission after establishment and in the transition will help ensure that we are not. The immediate economic opportunities in front of Western Australia are quite frankly immense. Transitioning to renewables and setting our economy up for success in a world that is decarbonising, supporting our major trading partners to decarbonise by producing critical minerals and clean downstream products like green iron, and becoming the largest naval maintenance and shipbuilding hub in the Southern Hemisphere. But as we approach 2050, there will be many other opportunities and just as many challenges to navigate. Infrastructure WA has done important work to date, and the 2050 Commission will enable us to further target this work, continuing to think beyond the four-year election cycle, looking over the political and economic horizon and charting a path for a sustained economic success. It builds on our planning reforms and the State Development Act, which will help us to be decisive and responsive, stepping into the future with confidence and equipped with what our state needs. What our state needs to become a global leader in investment attraction, facilitation and regulation. remain the strongest economy in Australia, and remain the best place in the world to raise a family, do business, and get a quality job in the lead up to 2050 and beyond. Ensuring that every Western Australian doesn't just survive in the era of certainty, but that together we thrive and thrive into the future. Thank you.